had to do that, Judy.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Mayor.
Eternal Father, Lord of heaven and earth, we offer this meeting of our council to you and ask you to bless it with your wisdom and guidance. We ask you to enlighten our minds to know what is true and just, to strengthen our wills to carry out faithfully what we come to see as our duty. Amen.
Okay.
Dr. Kessler in the back of the room is here to speak if you would like, Madam President.
Okay, well, we realize he's got the long distance award, so Mr. Kessler will start.
That one, yes, I appreciate that, thank you. So, I saw that, on the council agenda, there was, the topic about the water announcement that the Attorney General made about Dimock and Pennsylvania American Water's involvement with that. So, and I think there was maybe some concern as to whether, the source water here in Montrose was part of that. And I'm here to tell you that it's not. So, when the Attorney General came to Pennsylvania American Water and asked us, for solutions for the water issue down there, we evaluated all the possible issues, including home treatment systems versus a water line versus doing a well supply down there. And, the most cost-effective and actually, the best way to provide, potable water to the folks was to just keep it localized down there. So our plan is to drill wells in the Dimock area. And then once we find the water, once we analyze the constituents of that water, we'll design a treatment system that will remove anything that we find within that water such that the water will meet, Pennsylvania drinking water standards. And then we're going to take that water and we're going to pipe it, through the area that has been outlined by the Attorney General. So in the statement and what the Attorney General shared is that this is going to be a 3 to 4 year process. So we're getting started right away. We're working with the Attorney General's office to get some of the paperwork involved. Coterra has agreed to fund the whole project, and as you've probably seen in the Attorney General's statement and some of the news releases, that somewhere around $16.2 million that'll be involved. The PUC Public Utility Commission will be involved, Pennsylvania DEP will be involved, and PA DOT will be involved. So they're all, through permitting. Obviously anything that we do has to be approved by the Public Utility Commission, since we are a regulated public utility. And all of this is in conjunction, with the Attorney General's office and the settlement that was made with Coterra Hearing. So again, the connection to the water system for the borough and parts of Bridgewater Township is that we're the same company that will manage both. But in terms of the Dimock system, it will be a standalone water system and regulated by the Public Utility Commission, controlled by the public DEP. And, folks here, in the system, including myself, will be the ones that will manage the system down there and ensure that it continues to meet, public drinking water standards and regulations. So, I just wanted to kind of clear up if there was any confusion. I know a lot of statements and news reports and stuff, so that's what's going to occur. And, again, the ball is rolling. And it's going to be probably a 3 to 4 year process till there's water flowing in the pipes. So that's it in a nutshell. I mean, if you got questions, feel free to ask me.
Discussed.
Sure.
So Craig Stevens in Silver Lake Township. That is a synopsis of what happened in the last 2.5 years with Cabot, and then became Coterra. They were charged with 9 felonies and 6 misdemeanors 2.5 years ago by the Attorney General's office for contaminating the waters of the Commonwealth and Dimock in 2008. That shows what they did last Tuesday was they pled no contest to the charge, which means they weren't contesting it. It's not a guilty, but it's also not a not guilty. They agreed to pay the $16.29 million and provide water to them. As you were not on the council before, but 11 years ago, I had to put Pennsylvania Water Company put a hydrant in for me so I could get people water because Governor Corbett cut the deliveries off right before Christmas, November 30th of 2011. So that's, some of us stood up to help out the neighbors, and of course that became a problematic topic here. I was hoping that it would be a better topic now, but just so everyone understands, nobody was lying about anything. Cabot did contaminate, they just agreed to it in a court of law, with the Attorney General showing up here, which is interesting. And of course, he's also the governor-elect, which means instead of Governor Corbett getting in before and killing the projects and things before, now you've got a new governor getting in who actually started this. So hopefully they're going to fix it. I mean, that's what we're hoping they will start doing it. Just to let you know, where my hydrant is now, there is Guy Parrish also has one nearby, and he's delivering water to at least between 20 and 30 homes, but nobody knows who they're delivering to unless you follow the truck. So if anybody thinks that this problem is just Dimock with a handful of people, this Guy Parrish today. If you follow the truck, you can go down there and just wait for the truck and then follow this shiny silver truck, and every house they stop at, they're delivering water to. Almost all of them are unknown to anybody. They're silenced. And here's why. You're told they'll deliver water to you. They will not accept responsibility. But if you open your mouth, talk, get a lawyer, or call the press, the media, or anything, they will cut off the water deliveries. To me, that's extortion. I don't do business with extortionists, and I'm hoping nobody else does either. That's not fair. And we should know who these people are, because what it looks like from previous was a handful of people raise their hand and say they're contaminated, and everyone got upset because they don't think that they were contaminated. Well, now we know, after now 14 years, that that's real. I'm here just to say, well, let's start let's wipe the slate clean, and let's start supporting anybody that's having problems. And I don't care what the problem is associated with, drilling, somebody next door drilled a water well and wrecked their water well. I mean, some of us step up. I'm wearing my dad's jacket, who was the first responder for 63 years. And when I was young, he explained what a first responder is. They run at problems where 99.9% of the world runs away, and they're almost always screaming while they're running. So I'm hoping that we'll all run towards the people that need our help, instead of demonize them, call them liars. I'm not saying anybody here did, but I'm saying a lot of people did in the area, and they've been vindicated. And that was the first time a sitting Attorney General, I think, has been in that building, and a governor-elect has been in that building. That's what Lance Benedict said, that's what Alan Hall said. And you guys weren't there, or I didn't see anybody there at it, so I just wanted to explain what happened, what the culmination was, and that some of us who have been supportive and trying to help were also vindicated. And you've got at least one person here that is one of the recipients of what just happened, and I'm proud to say I stood with them instead of turn it into a problem, because turning something into a problem when people are suffering is not really the way I was raised to do things. So I appreciate you guys having it on there. I'm waiting to see what the communication is. I'm grateful that Don came and clarified what's happening.
We're grateful too, and we've understood and been sympathetic for the problem of people that needed water, because it's an essential element of life. And I appreciate that you're stating your opinion. We've been following this issue, as have you, but not to the
And frankly, you'll be shocked, because not only is this happening, but to set a precedent we're going to expose. You would not believe it. There are possibly up to 80 or 100 people living out of plastic water tanks within a 20-minute drive from this location, all over, circle the place. I'm talking everything from Springville to Hunter Road has 4 families you've never heard of because they were silenced also. I mean, they did so much as to test their water, find problems, then try to drill other wells, and it didn't work for them. And then they tore their original water wells out. No, I've never seen that. In Dimock, all the original water wells are still there. But there's 4 water wells got yanked right out of the ground in Hunter Road. So all I'm saying is I'm willing to work with anybody that wants to help people. And we, find out if there's a problem, acknowledge the problem, and solve the problem. That's what my dad did for 63 years with the Civil Air Patrol as a first responder. So I'm just hoping if we find a problem, we'll all work together to solve problems rather than we pick sides. Because I don't care who is responsible for it, that's not the issue. Who's responsible for fire? The firefighters still come and put the fire out. So once they find responsibility, if it was done on purpose, then they go after them and prosecute. So thank you for the time. I just wanted to make sure you had a copy of what actually happened there.
We
and-
have, and I've just labeled it, and thank you.
Thank you for the time.
Thank you. Okay.
Present something that I should have been doing right along here in the last 24 years. But Sergeant Smith, and I asked him to come tonight or to make sure asked Dale to make sure he was here. I'd like to present him with a letter of commendation, and I'd like to read that to you. And then Jim, I'm going to present this to you. We can get a picture, do a little photo op here for everybody's pretty quick to holler at the cops, and sometimes they don't get recognized, so we're going to start recognizing a few stuff. But anyway, this is Sergeant James Smith, the Montrose Borough Police Department. On the morning of November 14th, 2022, Sergeant James Smith observed smoke emanating from the rooftop of a residence located at 504 Lower South Main Street. Upon investigation, it was determined to be an attic fire and was promptly called into the Susquehanna 911 Center. He, along with the Susquehanna County Sheriff's deputies, were able to rouse the residents and safely evacuate them and their pets. They had no idea their house was on fire. Sergeant Smith has been a member of the Montrose Borough Police Department since April 2008 and has performed many duties in his tenure, including school safety liaison, training, and records officer, as well as patrolman. It is a fact that due to his awareness and actions on the morning of November 14, 2022, he undoubtedly minimized what could have been a serious structural fire loss and quite possibly serious injury or worse for the sleeping residents. For this, along with our sincere gratefulness and thanks, the Borough of Montrose commends you. And it's signed by me. I will make sure a copy of this is in your file. And put it in.
Get a picture.
Get a picture, get a frame.
Okay.
Honest to gosh, we can afford a $1.98 frame, so
No,
We'll get you one, Jim.
We're getting it framed.
We'll get you one.
we're getting it framed.
We'll get
You
you
want to
one,
do this
Yes.
on our right hand?